Before we start off today's video, if you guys would like to join my Discord server, link will be in the description and it will also be in the pinned comment. If it's been over 7 days, then please do use the link in the latest video because they only last for about 7 days apparently. So if you'd like to join either this video or the one that is the very latest, let's get right into it. What's up guys, welcome back to another video. I've never properly said my name. This is Danae Galani, and we're reviewing the Toyota Yaris. Yeah, I mean, it's a Yaris. It's the 4th generation. There we go, found something to say. Yeah, it's a 4th generation of Yaris. It's a hybrid city car built by Toyota. Yeah, I mean, what do you say for a Yaris? But you know what, I've said enough. Let's actually look at how good or bad this car is. So, when it comes to the exterior looks, well, what can I say? You know, the previous Yarises, they all had sort of a similar body shape, sort of like a bit of a triangle sort of thing, but you know, they've been larger, slightly molded, you know, different fronts, rears, etc. This completely new design. I mean, there's bulges, there's curves. It's not like a triangle shape anymore. It's more of a oval, bulbous. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's that kind of shape. And well, from the front, well, what can I say? You got cool looking lights. You've got cool design lights at the bottom. I don't know what you call them, and obviously you got the bit where the number plate goes, and it's the grille, sorry, it's like it goes under the logo, so it's like a weird funky design. So it's not just plain, it's not boring, it's different. The side, like I said, you know, you can kind of see a bit of triangleness in the back, but either way it's still like a oval bulbous. I mean, just the window line, it goes straight at the front and then it curves up at the end. And then the rear wheel arches have, you know, the big arches, you know, it shows its stance. I know I should technically be saying this about the rear, but while we're here we may as well say it. Lights, a cool swooping design that come to the side, and it's just a cool design really. And then the rear, well, like again, you got big arches, so it's, you know, it's like it's hunkered down on the road. It's big bulge. Lights, you got this black bar that goes across the Toyota logo, and then you got the LED lights on the side, which are pretty cool, you know. I mean, I know that one of the facelifted versions of the 3rd generation Yaris had little LED dots that went down, but this is much better. Then at the bottom you got what looks like a huge light bar, but it isn't. It's just a few little bulbs, LED bulbs in that. But either way, it's definitely cool. I'll give you that. And it's even got just a tiny little boot spoiler. Just a tiny little one. When it comes to the interior, well, the old Yaris, the 3rd generation, well, that was just a hot mess. I mean, things were all over the place. The infotainment screen was off to the passenger side, and where it should have been, so it's even, there was like the hazard lights, and it's just things all over the place. I mean, they do look reasonably laid out. I mean, you got little pods in the gauge cluster, and then you got a screen in the middle, so you know, it tells you your fuel, your speed, your range, your gears, etc. Then you got the infotainment screen, which is up there, which does mean it is good for eyesight. You don't have to look down or anything. And the temperature controls do look a bit low, but I have seen worse, so that, you know, I can't really complain about that. And it does actually look reasonably laid out, with the vents underneath and the hazards in the middle, not some random place. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, there might be a button or two that's in the wrong place, but you know what, I really can't complain. They've actually put some effort in. Even above the glove box, they've put like this tray, which, you know, does gather dust, but you know what, you can put your mints in there. When it comes to the performance, now this is a complicated subject, because yes, there were multiple engines and power outputs that you could go for with hybrids. This is excluding the GR Yaris, of course, we're not doing that. But in the UK, which is where I'm from and where I live, we only got one option. So I'm just going to show you that option. So we got a 1.5 litre inline 3 cylinder, and that was connected to an electric motor, a little battery, which made it a hybrid, 114 horsepower and 89 pound-feet of torque. It was front wheel drive, and it did weigh more than 1080 kilograms. I think the base one was 1085 kilograms, but we'll just say 80 just for safety reasons. Gearbox was a CVT automatic. Now if you do put your foot down, then yes, it's gonna whine under acceleration and it's gonna be quite drony and not good on ears. However, if you're just your average Yaris driver, you don't even know what a CVT gearbox is. You just think it's some normal automatic, and frankly you could not care less. So if you're one of those people, then frankly this is not really a con. But if you're one of me, you know, car people who actually care, I mean there might be some car people who don't even care about this, who like CVTs, that's fine. But for me, I don't really like CVTs, so for me personally, I count it as a con. But if you don't want to, then you don't have to count it as a con. 0 to 60 is 9.4 seconds, so it's not that slow, you know, it's under 10 seconds. Top speed is 109 miles an hour. So top speed is somewhat decent, however it may struggle a bit on the motorway. When it comes to the practicality, well, the boot was 286 litres big, and that was slightly smaller than its rivals like the Clio. I think the Clio was quite a bit larger actually, but you know, Polos, Fabios, they were somewhat bigger, so this isn't the best of size. I'm pretty sure that you could work your way around it, like put suitcases in a certain order, stuff like that really. But when it comes to the rear seats, the legroom can be somewhat tight. It is, I think it's a bit smaller than the previous car, but the wheelbase has been lengthened slightly. Legroom is still not the greatest, but headroom is actually decent enough. I mean, 6-footers will struggle, but you know, on shorter journeys they should just about be bearable. Kids should just about be fine as well, really. I mean, it is a small family car, you know, kids are going to be fine in it really. When it comes to the handling, well, let's start with the comfort, because that's the easiest. It rode decently well, you know, it's a Yaris, it's a small city car. Suspension was fine, it would soak up the bumps, you may have felt some here and there, but it was comfortable enough. Something to note is that if you got the 17-inch rims, then the ride would be firmer. 16 inches, which I believe is the basic one, I can't fully remember, but those are going to be the more comfortable ones. So do be wary of that. But when it comes to the handling, well, I'm pretty sure it had a decent amount of grip. You know, it would go through the corners, you know, body roll would probably just about be controlled. It's not really a car you're going to play with, to be honest. It's not a toy car. But, you know, it wouldn't fall, wouldn't collapse, wouldn't just break itself. So it would just about go around the corner, but just don't expect any fails from it. But obviously, with the CVT, you may not get an enjoyment like you would in, say, an automatic normal one. So do be aware of that. That might be the case. I haven't actually driven it. I can't drive it. I mean, I got my license, but I can't just drive it. So I'm just going off what reviews say. But anyway, is there anything else worth noting? Well, if you would like a Mazda version, then you go right ahead, because there's a Mazda rebadge called the Mazda 2 Hybrid. And yep, it's a rebadged Toyota Yaris. It's in the same way that I believe the USA, the Mazda 2, there's a rebadged Toyota Yaris version of it. So it's kind of the same situation, except this is in Europe, England, I don't know where they sell it. But yeah, if you want a Mazda version, then, well, there. But anyway, what is the verdict? Well, the pros are its funky exterior looks, the interior is decent, it has reasonable handling and good ride comfort and adequate headroom. However, the cons are, the legroom can be tight, the CVT does whine under acceleration, but like I said, an average Yaris driver could not care less. The boot is slightly small for its size, and the 17-inch rims will have a firmer ride. But really, that's it really. I just repeated myself. Great. But anyway, if you guys would like to check out my reaction channel.
Directions. Write as many words with the same pattern. UCK. Truck. Buck. Tuck. F word.
At least it didn't actually spell it out.
Frankie. I earn money at home by. I don't. I'm a freeloader. 2 + 2 = 4. I can do math.
Just expect it's out of my throat, that laugh. Then I will leave a link to that in the description below. Next week's car, again, I don't know, unfortunately. I normally figure these out like 3-4 days before the video is intended to be released on every Thursday. So yeah. But anyway, if you want me to review a car, then you can let me know in the comments below. And well, I'm happily obliged to do it. But anyway, I'll see you guys in next week's video. Peace.